Yo, yo. Got me.
Been a long, long time since I felt so fine. Drop the child, let the woofers play. Can't remember the last
Your official for your semi-main event, Mickey Marino.
It's time I shine, so crank it up for me one time. Bump this, turn it up, yo bump this, crank it up.
Yes, we are back at PCW for our co-main event of the evening. And my man, my best friend, the leader of the experience, Scorpio Sky, cranking it with a dab for everybody to see. And this match will be legendary, TK.
Cannot wait for this. It is going to be absolutely incredible. Sit back, cinch them up, and get ready for one heck of a ride. Scorpio Sky, what an athlete. Recently straight out of the MMA cage, right back to the squared circle here at PCW.
Now TJ Perkins heading into the ring. Let's take it to our ring announcer, Dan Masters, who's going to let you know about the man TJ Perkins. Some point today, when he turns his microphone on. Once he gets his microphone, we'll be good to go.
Hello. The following contest
First
is
show,
your
folks.
semi-main event of the evening, scheduled for one fall with a 60-minute time limit. Introducing first, from Big Bear, California, weighing 195.5 pounds, Scorpio Sky. His opponent hails from Los Angeles, California, weighing 175 pounds, TJ Perkins. One fall, 60-minute time limit.
Here you see an incredible show of respect from the faithful here at Pacific Coast Wrestling. The fans throwing streamers, a fixture in Japanese wrestling, an ultimate show of respect from the fans. They know, as we know, that we are about to witness something very special in that ring.
Something very special as Scorpio Sky actually wiping his behind with the ribbon. But really, let's get back to the respect. I mean, these two guys, what can you say about them, Todd Kennelly? What can you say about the acumen of Scorpio Sky? What can you say about TJ Perkins, a 17-year veteran of this business, starting at age 13? I mean, he's still only 30 years old. TJ Perkins, a young wrestler, a champion. He's been in TNA. He's trained in Japan. He's wrestled in Japan. Scorpio Sky, same thing. If we talk about these guys, we'll be here all night.
Yeah, come up for a breath. Unbelievable. You're right. TJ Perkins started at the age of 13, started right here in the Los Angeles area, and with and just so many years of great action. You talked about it, TNA, a two-time X Division champion, but he's wrestled in Japan as well. Well-traveled competitor. Scorpio Sky likewise cut his teeth in this great business right here in the Southern California area. So two of the top young stars, still young stars, that have gone and have displayed their skills all over the globe, and it is an absolute honor to have them in the PCW ring tonight.
I am honored to be here sitting with you, Todd Kennelly, calling this match. Scorpio Sky and I have a long history with the experience on Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, a national television show, working that for over 5 years. And now Scorpio Sky and I reunite. But I'm going to sit here with you, TK, and I'm going to watch with all the Pacific Coast Wrestling fans from my seat and enjoy what we are about to see, a phenomenal 5-star match to be expected here between TJ Perkins and Scorpio Sky.
Bell sounds, and here we go, set for action. Scorpio Sky recently venturing into the world of MMA. How do you think that'll impact him back in the squared circle? How do you think he adds to his game because of that MMA fight experience and training?
Well, of course it adds to his game, Todd. I mean, the reality is Scorpio Sky has started his MMA career off 3-0, 3 wins, no losses. Scorpio Sky beating everybody from ground and pound to submitting his opponents in the MMA ring, working with U of MMA over at the Staples Center. You know, Scorpio Sky becoming a star now in 2 sports, and as you can see here with a submission hold, Scorpio Sky starting to take that MMA game and apply it to the professional wrestling ring, and TJ Perkins should really watch out for any jiu-jitsu skills and really the striking of Scorpio Sky as well.
Scorpio Sky has such crisp striking there. Leg sweep, both men pick up the pace, both men back to their feet, and more great respect being shown by the crowd. Back to square one here. Striking department, probably advantage goes to Scorpio Sky. The high-flying antics, they can both do it, but TJ Perkins is an absolute master, as you mentioned. A 17-year veteran. He has seen just about everything.
Yeah, I think it's apples to apples, Todd. I think both of these guys can strike. I think both of these guys can fly. I think both of these guys have jiu-jitsu in their game. You know, what we're going to see here is really a cat's game, and who can possibly win and be the cat's meow, the lion, the one on top of the mountain.
Both guys have high-impact maneuvers. Scorpio Sky, of course, with that ace of spades. Mighty hooked that in. TJ Perkins well-versed in submission as well. Man, really isolating the wrist there with Scorpio Sky into almost a reverse top wrist lock, taking hold of the arm. So both guys keeping it fundamental. They know that fools rush in. You don't want to give up a costly mistake in the early going. Could be pivotal.
You're 100% right, Todd. Keeping it fundamental, doing what you need to do to start to wear down your opponent and feel him out. You know, Scorpio Sky had his first opponent in the MMA cage actually rush Scorpio Sky and actually had top position on Scorpio Sky. But when he went for the ground and pound, Sky reversed, got the armbar, and the fight was over like that. You don't want to get caught if you're TJ Perkins. You don't want to go against a guy that's 3-0 in MMA and get yourself in trouble. You know, real dangerous fighters on both sides of the ring here.
TJ Perkins comfortable here, just ringing the arm of Scorpio Sky, maybe trying to neutralize some of those early strikes. Keep your enemies close. The athleticism on display there by TJ Perkins. He scores the first real meaningful strike of the matchup with that big drop kick.
You know, unlike MMA in professional wrestling, we do not have 3 judges on each side of the ring looking in on the action, judging moment by moment. This is going to be determined by pinfall or submission only. But with both of these guys being fighters outside of the professional wrestling ring and Sky being an undefeated MMA fighter, they're both going to want to score points, so to speak, as the match goes on, to try and wear their opponent down, but also to try and get the crowd behind them and get that momentum to get the victory.
Getting closer and closer to that pinfall victory or submission victory. Sky now starts to go to work. Vicious leg kick that absolutely echoes off of the walls here in Torrance, California, on the Pacific Coast.
And, you know, we don't have a shot of him right now, but LaRon Wilson, Scorpio Sky's MMA coach, is in the crowd. He is watching. He's watching carefully to see if Sky can apply everything he's learned with the UFC gym and MMA into the ring here with this match with TJ tonight.
Sky has transitioned now effectively to striking after the drop kick by Perkins. Sky has answered. Now Perkins into the head scissors. Oh, incredible movement there. Takes him down, making it look easy, and that is tough to do when you're in there with Sky.
Yeah, Sky looks a little rocked from that, actually. You know, when you crank that neck that hard, and you know, Scorpio Sky has a history of neck problems in the wrestling business. He's you know, we're friends. We go on the road together. There's times where he's driving and he can't actually look over to the right. He has to turn his shoulders with his head. As you know, if you sleep the wrong way, that's a degenerative issue that Sky has always had. TJ taking advantage of that neck injury and really trying to probably wear it down to the point where Sky might even be able to submit from some sort of submission later on in the match.
TJ bridging up and again torquing his body, using that core strength to take down Scorpio Sky as well. He's got him in the head scissors now. Has Sky been cross-training for both MMA and professional wrestling, or has his focus been more or less solely on MMA most recently?
You're making a good point, Todd. The reality is, this last several months, you know, as we're taping this now, it is January 2016. Scorpio Sky has fought recently, but really over the last 3, 4, 5 months, I'd say since September, Scorpio Sky has mainly focused his attention on mixed martial arts. Hasn't been training, hasn't been going to the various training schools for professional wrestling. You know, he's obviously a professional wrestling coach as well at various schools here in the LA area. But, you know, you're making a good point, Todd. He really has been focusing mainly on his MMA game. Will we see ring rust from Scorpio Sky?
Yeah, not going to see too many head scissor takedowns in the MMA cage. But Scorpio Sky back in the driver's seat right now, trying to hyperextend that knee. But Perkins has to be leery of the 3 count as well. Another head scissors takedown. If it ain't broke, why fix it?
Yeah, you don't have to fix anything if you're TJ Perkins. You're one of the most celebrated stars in professional wrestling all around the planet. You know, TJ Perkins, for those of you who don't know, also known as Manic in TNA. You know, there's been a movement for TJ Perkins, for the TNA to take that mask on, to show that face. I mean, he's a good-looking kid, and, you know, if there's a whole controversy, look it up. Follow TJ Perkins on Twitter. Follow his TJ movement. It's hashtag
TJP movement, that's right. And Perkins has been really effective here, isolating Sky with the cravat, now into the side headlock. Sky tries to strike but gets run over by the shoulder block, and TJP showing some strength in his own right. Pace quickens again, as you would expect it to in this one. Beautiful sunset flip. Perkins rolls through and catches him with a drop kick, and that's been an effective weapon for Perkins thus far in the match.
There's 2 boots right to the kisser from TJ Perkins to Scorpio Sky. And Scorpio Sky's really, he's still feeling that, you know. As we talked about earlier in the match, you know, Sky hasn't wrestled in quite a while. What is this? You know, you're going to need more than that, TJ, to get Sky on his back for a 3. But again, Sky hasn't wrestled in a long time. You know, to get caught by a double drop kick like that on the ground, you know, I have to say it has to be a testament to the fact that he hasn't wrestled in almost 5 months.
Been focusing on that MMA time, and you're going to see leg kicks, round kicks, spinning back fists. You're not going to see a drop kick in the cage, and that's something he's got to refamiliarize himself with. And Perkins keeping him close now. Both guys are so great at making every movement count. They just store up that energy and then hit a big flurry and then can go right back to control. Desperation job breaker there by Sky, and that is going to open a window of opportunity perhaps for him. Nice reversal, whole lot of velocity, and Perkins hit the post hard and heavy.
TJ Perkins trying to avoid taking that buckle, trying to think he could probably slip out between the top and middle rope, but instead the velocity taking him straight into the pole. Referee goes to the outside to check if he's okay, and now starting the count at 1. You know, if you're TJ Perkins, if you can recover from this quickly, you probably want to stay out there for at least 8 to 9 seconds just to gather yourself. His opponent is a serious dude in Scorpio Sky.
Count is up to 5, so he only has 5 seconds to deal with, and Sky knows that he's got to keep the full court press on because TJP's so tenacious and resilient. You can't give him a breather out there. Sky wants him back inside the ring where he can go to work and perhaps start to put him away.
Again, Scorpio Sky adorning the purple and yellow tights. TJ Perkins now getting thrown to the outside. With Todd Kennelly, I'm Christian Cole. This is our debut show, Release the Kraken, here in January 2016. PCW, a brand new company to the world of independent professional wrestling, and we have gotten started off with a bang. Earlier we saw a jiu-jitsu master lose in the opening contest. We saw a tag team contest of likes that we've never seen before, Todd Kennelly.
Chicanery indeed, all kinds of great action. How about that war between Kratos and Dylan Drake? But this, our special attraction semi-main event, and it is not disappointing. Scorpio Sky caught him on the outside. You mentioned he's wearing the purple and gold. Big Laker fan. Well, it's been showtime right now for Sky.
God. And Sky, look at, you know, Sky probably walks around 185, 190, fights at 170. But he has the strength of a 240-pound man. I mean, really whipping TJ Perkins into the corner to the point where TJ had no other option but to just buckle down to his knees in pain. And Sky controlling the match now and really starting to work that lower back. I mean, that's going to be a problem for TJ. With the high flyer, there's no way you're going to be able to fly off the ropes when you have a back injury, and that's what Scorpio Sky's trying to work on now.
Sky looking good right now. He's got TJ Perkins in a precarious position here. He's got him up. Going to take him down. Oh, what a backbreaker. Incredible velocity and strength on display again there. And we saw early in the matchup, TJP needs that core. He needs that torque. You saw it in the head scissors. You see it in so many of his movements. That is being taken out of the playbook right now effectively by Sky. Oh, not again. Another vicious backbreaker on the way. Nobody does it any better than Scorpio.
You know, do you see how when Scorpio Sky gets him up for that backbreaker, not only does he drop the backbreaker, but he lifts his opponent another full foot and a half into the air before dropping that backbreaker. And one of my favorite things about Scorpio Sky in our friendship, whether it be personally or professionally, is how intelligent Scorpio Sky is. I mean, Scorpio Sky is one of the most articulate, intelligent, well-versed athletes in all of MMA and professional. And Sky actually looks a little frustrated here.
And Sky's got a game plan. He's softened up that back. He dropped the elbow squarely right into the spinal column and now sends him in, turns him inside out. And this is not the pace that we are accustomed seeing TJP wrestle at.
again, it speaks to the intelligence of Scorpio Sky. Scorpio Sky also a high flyer, but he knows TJ Perkins is probably the best high flyer in professional wrestling today. So why not take out his back? Why not cut the man in half? There's no strength to come from any of his high flying moves if he doesn't have his back to support him.
You're absolutely correct. Another Irish whip attempt. TJP, though, got a hold of the leg there and strikes it well. That's a good way to separate a shoulder. Take out the bicep as well. Nice strike there by Perkins, an effective counter strike. But can he do something to capitalize? Nice drop toe hold, just grapevine the leg. Oh my goodness.
My God. You know, earlier in the card, we talked about debilitating injuries. We talked about guys who come into the ring and they wrestle, they tear a ligament in their shoulder, which Scorpio Sky may have well just done. They could be out for 3-6 months. He could actually ruin Sky's MMA career with moves like that.
Oh, we saw the way Timothy Thatcher was able to manipulate the joints of the body, and not taking a back seat here is TJP. But runs right into that combination knee, right to the breadbasket, followed up by the elbow.
That is the legendary version of Scorpio Sky. That knee off the ropes directly into a drop-down elbow. I mean, that is vintage Scorpio Sky.
Talked about the flurries of these two, the no wasted motion, and there you saw it. Case in point. Back and forth, seesaw action. The fans loving every second of it. This has been a clinic.
Sky now with that, setting him up for another backbreaker. Look how high he gets him. Look how high he gets him.
And now making him think about it, draping him over the knee. Sky has scored the trifecta of backbreakers here. What a lethal, effective weapon it has been for him, and how much more can TJP take?
You know, I can't answer that. If it was me or you, the match would be over. But with TJ Perkins, he has heart, he has acumen, he has a legendary 17-year career. There's no way TJ is going to stay on his back for 3 at this point in the match. Sky's going to have to continue breaking him down.
You mentioned Sky's recent MMA history. In MMA, you don't want it to go to the judges. You don't want it to go the distance. Is the instincts going to kick in? Do you expect Sky to try and finish right now?
We're still early in the match, Todd. As we heard from our veteran ring announcer, Dan Masters, this has a 60-minute time limit. We're about 10 minutes in or so, and I have to tell you, oh, wow, that's in deep. That's in deep, Todd.
Well, we might see this later tonight in our main event, a variation of the camel clutch. Can the Almighty Sheik get it on MVP in that lights-out matchup? And this is not going to do the back any favors of TJP after the punishment that it has endured.
Yeah, you said it, Todd. I mean, everything you said is absolutely correct. I mean, that's really locked in. There's really nothing TJ can do. His arm's actually being held back somewhat with leverage by the knee pad, but now slipping it over and now trying to establish wrist control. Oh, man. Wow. Oh, now this is the arrogance of my boy, Scorpio Sky. Love him or hate him, he is entertaining as hell. The MMA world has absolutely embraced him for
brings the showmanship, that aspect to the sport of MMA. And having a little fun here at the expense of the fans, but this might be a rude awakening for TJP. He has run into a buzzsaw, and Scorpio Sky doesn't look like he's missed a beat when it comes to the world of professional wrestling. Certainly looks to have brought his A game.
Yeah, he really has. I want to mention on a personal note, Scorpio Sky actually lost his grandmother this week. Now, in the past 12 months, Scorpio Sky has lost his father, his mother, and his grandmother. Scorpio Sky showing up just, as quick as he could to the venue today after going to his grandmother's funeral. It has to be in the back of the mind of Scorpio Sky, telling me that he dedicates this match to his lost family members and to his grandmother. And, so far, controlling the match, proving to everybody here and to his grandmother that this kid's got it. Scorpio Sky.
Scorpio Sky able to overcome all of that, and that is incredible. What tragic loss, but he's using it, you mentioned, as inspiration. It is forging him forward. And is that going to give him the inspiration to get by TJP, one of his toughest opponents ever? And these two guys, what a great competitive rivalry they have.
They really do. They have so many similarities. We talked to TJ before the show. TJ let us know that at TJ's first show at age 14, Scorpio Sky was a fan in the crowd, also age 14, just sitting in the crowd watching. And now to see them almost 20 years later owning the ring at Pacific Coast Wrestling's inaugural show, you got to be proud of both these guys and how far they've come. And that was a badass drop kick there by TJ Perkins. Needs to get up and take advantage of what just happened there.
Elevated up there, but as both competitors get sweaty, it's tough to hit all of it. Now, both guys,
my God!
What a head-on collision.
Oh my
gosh. That was 0 to painful in about 2 seconds. Unreal.
Wow. They look like they may have collided heads there. I don't know that either guy will make the 10 count here. Referee already at 2, and neither guy moving from their both shoulders, all 4 shoulders on the mat, Todd. Will we see a double down count out here? No. It looks like they're starting to come to here.
If they get back to their knees, the referee will stop the count as TJP up to his feet, as is Scorpio Sky. And that speaks volumes
Oh, wow.
for what these two are made of and how bad they want it. TJP now seemingly finding his second win, but he runs into a strike, rolls through, beautiful fireman's carry roll. TJP misses with that one, but doesn't miss there.
Wow.
Tumbleweed.
Wow. What do you call that? Was it a corkscrew swanton from standing in the middle of the ring? Was that what that would be?
I would say
An
that this
innovator of offense is TJ Perkins.
This whole match is like one big grand finale of a fireworks show. Beautiful belly to back suplex, center of the ring, and is TJ gonna go up top?
But will he be able to execute this move? Whatever he's thinking, I don't know what it is, whether it's frog splash, swanton, whatever he's thinking as he goes to the corner, will he be able to execute this move with the back pain he's got? See, and Sky cutting him off as TJ taking quite a while to get up to the corner there. He has to be feeling the back.
We mentioned that this is a marathon, not a sprint, and you see the residual damage of the previous attack by Scorpio Sky coming back into play. Both guys in a precarious position here. This could be a pivotal point in the matchup. Both guys in real jeopardy.
Yeah, what's TJ thinking here? What? No! Oh! Going for a power bomb, but Sky actually grasping onto the ropes with enough leverage to stay up there.
Nice counter by Sky. Was thinking cross body, and another beautifully timed drop kick by TJ Perkins. Precision timing, and there you see the effects of being in there with a 17-year veteran. But a roll-up by Scorpio Sky the other way. Is he going to catch him? No. Back and forth seesaw action. Flying knee
big
out of
fat
nowhere.
kill. That flying knee, I stand corrected, not the big fat kill. The big fat kill is the standing roundhouse kick. That was the flying knee, also a vintage move by Scorpio Sky, something he pulls out of the bag all the time, landing it, but not able to get the full 3 count.
Either way you slice it, it was effective in devastating the flying knee, but it was a bit of a desperation strike by Sky. As you can see right now, he cannot believe that did not get the pinfall victory. Where do we go from here? What is left? These guys putting all kinds of heart on display. Yeah, this is what professional wrestling is all about.
You're absolutely right. Pacific Coast Wrestling, our inaugural show, released the Kraken, and these two leaving it all in the ring here for the fans here at Torrance, California.
They're releasing everything out of their playbook. Thinking Ace of Spades now has him up. Nice counter there by TJP. Roll saw, flying armbar. Here we go, looking for the submission. He's put a lot of guys away with this, Christian.
Does he have it? He might have it. Sky needs to take his right arm and reach over and grab his left arm. What he's trying to do is, and also legs very close to the rope, needs to get that leg onto the rope. Now that's smart. See, rolling him over, gaining the leverage, putting him on his shoulders. One looks like that left shoulder still up a little bit.
Sky showing his power right there. Incredible.
Cover him, Sky. Wow, I don't know if he has anything left.
And you talked about it before. We've seen stuff like that on this show, but by heavyweights. Sky somehow has heavyweight-like power in that frame.
Well, he absolutely does. I mean, you know, as a guy who spends a lot of my personal time with Sky, you know, this guy is one of the strongest human beings you'll ever see. And, you know, you look at him, you go, he's 185 pounds, 5'11", but you know, just fights like a heavyweight.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my God.
German suplex right into the turnbuckle. And that's got to send shockwaves all the way down that spine.
All the way down to the 405.
Incredible move there by Sky, but look at how is TJ Perkins finding this. Springboard now, drop kick to the back. Goes to the drop kick again, and why not? Mahistral cradle now. He's got him hooked. Is it going to come down to fundamentals?
Oh, my God. I hate to say it, but if that referee wasn't out of position, by no fault of his own, but it was just such a quick move, if he wasn't out of position, that could have been 3. What a great roll-up by TJ, showing the 17 years of wrestling knowledge in less than a second.
Not a lot of light between the referee's hand and the canvas. That hand was coming down for 3, but Sky not where you want to be, perhaps out of the frying pan into the fire as TJP up top, and Sky not getting up this time. Frog splash, but no, countered with the knees.
Whoa!
Right into the cover.
This is it.
No!
Oh! And the fans here at Pacific Coast Wrestling cannot believe it. They cannot believe it. Everyone here thought that was 3. I trust the ref. I think that there was still some air before that third when that shoulder came down. But, I mean,
I'm telling you,
What
the
can you say,
timekeeper
Todd?
had his hand on the hammer, ready to ring the bell. Dan Masters was warming up that microphone. I thought this thing was over, but no, found a way to kick out. Incredible. Heart and will to win. But who is going to win this incredible matchup that has every bit lived up to the billing?
You know,
who wants it more?
I have to say, Todd, I came into this match thinking that, unfortunately, I was going to be biased in favor of Scorpio Sky. But as I watched the heart of TJ Perkins with a huge uppercut there, I'm kind of rooting for either one of these guys. I mean, just what the need. Oh, my God!
Oh, the strikes. Sky gets the advantage.
How did he kick out? TJ Perkins has no idea what planet he is on right now, and still had the veteran mind presence to kick out.
Applause of the great fans here, and now an all too familiar sight in this matchup. Both guys down again. How are they going to continue to find a way to get up? The late, great Roddy Piper said, you don't throw rocks at a man with a machine gun. These two are both armed to the teeth.
Yeah, these guys have bazookas. You know, and rest in peace, Roddy. We all loved Roddy. But, I mean, these two guys are coming to the fight with nuclear missiles.
Sky able to get back to his feet first. He hit. The superior strikes there with those knees. Out the back door goes TJP. Goes to the arm again. TJP has him up now.
Oh, my God. Have you ever seen that move in professional wrestling before? He threw him off his shoulders into a bicycle kick, Todd, and now going for the cross arm breaker again. And Sky is in huge trouble here, and the fans of PCW know it. Major trouble. Sky needs to roll over. There it is.
Sky stacks him up, going for the pin, but right back into that cross arm breaker. That arm bar is in, and it is in tight.
Sky needs to take that right hand. Yep, just like he did right there. Wow, what a beautiful counter by Sky.
Well, that's why he's never been beaten in the MMA cage either. Look at this, though. Sky catches
No,
him.
ace of spades!
Oh,
my God!
the deck was stacked.
Again!
And the big fat kill. There it is.
Huge kick. This is it. Count to 1,000. That's it. What a match, Todd Kennelly. What a match. I'm standing up and applauding these guys as every single person. I'm standing up to applaud these guys as every single person here in the PCW house is doing as well.
When you got TJP and Scorpio Sky in the ring, you think your expectations are going to be astronomically high. But they not only lived up to them, I think they exceeded them tonight. They both showed incredible heart, incredible tenacity. They showed every tool that has made them such a great, and they had that much more. But Sky digs down deep, and wasn't that added inspiration? I got a feeling there's a couple people looking down and smiling on this experience.
Amen to that, man. Amen. God bless Sky. God bless his family and the losses they've had. You know, there's no moral victories in PCW. There's no moral victories in professional wrestling. But I'm looking at TJ Perkins with so much respect right now at the match he just put on and the ability to stay in there and hang in there after the back damage he took earlier in the match. And these fans are letting him know right now, too, with a standing ovation for TJ before he goes back into the locker room. As Todd Kennelly and Christian Cole also standing up, showing TJ Perkins the love. And a thank you, TJ chant. Man, are we tearing this place apart on the inaugural show, Release the Kraken, or what?
Unbelievable. What a match. A match that will leave you absolutely breathless.